Major League Baseball. This is the biggest sports blunder in history. So the guy who's in charge of Major League Baseball is named Robert Manfred. Rob Manfred. In the past, he's a milquetoast kind of guy, not a table pounder at all. I mean, all of the guys that run the sports leagues, all of them are politicians. And they get paid enormous amounts of money because of the television contracts. Okay, so you know that the Georgia election law was updated, changed, and Rob Manfred now says, well, we don't like that, so we're going to move the All-Star Game from Atlanta to Denver. Well, what don't you like, Rob Manfred? He doesn't say what he doesn't like. He doesn't like it. Why doesn't he like it? Because the progressives told him not to like it. The progressives are the players. The players. There's a lot of militant players, not as many as in the NBA and NFL, but there's a lot of them. And Rob, you gotta be woke, man. You gotta virtue seek here. This Georgia law inhibits voting, but it doesn't. There isn't anything in the law that inhibits anyone from voting. Nothing. There's a stupid thing in the law that says you can't give water to somebody waiting online to vote. Now, they put that in, I guess, because they think that somebody might have bribed somebody with a bottle of water. I don't know. But that's just dumb. All right, they didn't need to put that in. But otherwise, it's eminently reasonable. But Rob Manfred, no, he's watching CNN, and he's seeing stuff like this. Go.
This is just out and out racist. That's all it is. They're trying to, it is built on a lie that people of color in urban centers and big urban areas around the country, that they somehow did something fraudulent, that they stole an election.
That's not true. All right. What the Georgia people wanted to do was tighten it up because there were so many allegations of fraud. All right. Most of them unproven. But some of them, William Barr, the Attorney General at the time, said, yeah, it was some, but it didn't rise. Couldn't overthrow the election. And we're still waiting. Maybe some massive fraud will appear. Could be. I don't think it will, but it could. So individual states that run their own elections say, make it a little tighter. We're not going to let anybody vote by mail if we don't know who they are. And you're not going to have 6 weeks to vote. We'll tighten it up. What's wrong with that? Nothing. Now, in Canada, you got to have an ID to vote. Do you know that? Yeah, I told you that a few times. So in Mexico, too. Gee, Rob Manfred, head of Major League Baseball, I guess the Toronto Blue Jays, they might be in Canada. They're not now because Canada, and I'll get to that in a moment, has so much COVID, they can't play in Toronto, so they're down in Florida. But anyway, Rob Manfred, if you're going to pull the All-Star Game out of Atlanta, you got to pull the Blue Jays out of Toronto, right? Because they demand an ID. You can't vote without one. You can't vote in person or by mail unless you have a valid identification in Canada. Okay? Rob Manfred, hello? So no more Toronto Blue Jays. They got to come south. But not to Georgia. Can't be the Savannah Blue Jays. Oh, no. So this is so stupid. And Manfred is such an imbecile. And he is an imbecile. Because anybody would know that condemning a voting law that doesn't hurt anybody and embarrassing the state of Georgia by moving a game to Denver, a game that would help Fulton County, mostly minority, economically, you know you're going to get pushback, Rob Manfred, right? You know. No, I'm going to do it anyway because I want my cocktail party people to like me. Okay. So also on the We Hate the Georgia election law train are many corporations, and I'm going to name them so you can decide whether you want to do business with them. Not calling for a boycott, I don't do that. But you need to know who believes that the Georgia new voting law, again, nothing wrong with it, is racist. Here they are: Home Depot, Coca-Cola, Delta Airlines, Merck, JP Morgan Chase, Porsche, Mercedes-Benz. I'm going to stop at Mercedes-Benz. A loathsome company. All right? They, every time, throw in with the progressive left and boycott any conservative traditional people. Every blanking time. Mercedes-Benz, top of the list. All right? German company, but how many Mercedes you see whipping around? Loathsome. UPS, Bank of America, Cisco, Microsoft. These are all virtue seekers, all woke. Citigroup, American Express, Viacom, CBS. Oh, what a shock. Viacom, CBS. But they did the Masters, didn't they, yesterday? Oh, that was in Georgia, CBS. Wasn't that in Georgia? Why didn't you cancel the event and move it to North Carolina or South Carolina? Weather's the same. No, CBS didn't want to move the Masters, too much money. They're not going to move it. So Manfred thinks he's going to make the same amount of money in Denver that he made in Georgia. Well, I'm not watching the All-Star Game. Nobody watches it. But CBS, Viacom, this new law has important provisions that unfairly restrict the rights of people to vote legally. What a bunch of crap. Well, if that's, you believe that, okay, then pull the Masters. No. All right, so Will Smith had a movie he was shooting in Georgia, okay? It was directed by a guy named Antoine Fuqua, who's a really good director, by the way. There's Will. I like Will, by the way. Run into him a couple of times, and he's a very personable guy. So the name of the movie is Emancipation, has to do with slavery. So they're pulling it, moving out of Georgia, they're going to Louisiana. So just think about it. Louisiana, much more conservative than Georgia, but all right. So they're pulling a movie and they're going, Will Smith and Fuqua. Stacey Abrams is behind all this. All right, she may be the next governor of Georgia. I hope Herschel Walker runs against her, but Walker's thinking about running for senator. That'd be okay too. I like Herschel. But it's Stacey Abrams. She's behind all this boycotting business. All the other CEOs kind of calls them up and says, yeah, you want to do this? Or if you don't do it, I might have to put out the word that you're a racist. Stacey Abrams. Oh, boy. All right. Was I unfair? Please, bill@BillO'Reilly.com. Please, if I'm unfair, if you believe I'm not reporting accurately or analyzing based on facts, please let me know. I'll read your letter tomorrow, and I will give it every consideration. Okay, but this is just unbelievable. And here's the capper. Rob Manfred in Major League Baseball just made a big deal with China. Communist China that has people, the Uyghurs, the Muslims, in the western part of the country in concentration camps. That's right, just like the Germans. They got the Uyghurs in there. But Rob Manfred, he makes a deal with them. Here's the deal. They're going to provide 20 Major League Baseball. It's going to provide 20 world-class facilities for Chinese students, athletes. Like China didn't have enough money to do that, Rob? China can't do that? Commies can't do that? You got to do it? With money coming in from TV and fans? You have to do that? So wait a minute. What about the voting laws in China? Rob? Hello, Rob? Voting laws in China? You vote for Xi or we shoot you. That's the law. Have you been to Hong Kong lately? They're trying to have free elections there. All those people are in jail. Don't want to have free elections. Rob, just on a deal. Really good. I said it in the beginning of this. Rob Manfred is an imbecile. That's what he is. And I'm not name calling. I'm describing his state of mind. He cannot process information. This is insane. Why would you sign a deal with communist China when the communist government could build 80,000 facilities if they wanted to? They control all the money. It's just, I mean, I never thought I would get to this state in my career, in my life, where I'm sitting here and my mouth is I can't believe this is so stupid. I can't believe what's happening in America. I can't believe this man is running Major League Baseball. How is that possible? It used to be that you had to be smart to run a corporation.